Give me a second while I get set up. No, there is nothing wrong with your screens. I told y'all I'm switching things up for myself. And for me, that means doing this show a little earlier. See, so don't be alarmed. There is nothing wrong with your screens. You have not lost any time. Okay. All right. Wait, am I live yet? No. Okay. So we're live on Facebook and YouTube. We're going live on Instagram. Hey guys. Hey. Not caught in the matrix. Caught in the matrix. Okay. All right. So, there we are. Hey guys. So, yes, I'm on early again. Told you guys, I'm trying to switch it up, right? For myself, so I can keep it fresh for me. So happy Monday. We're getting started in a few minutes. I'm thinking I'm gonna get started. Okay, if nobody pops in, well, by 2. Okay, yeah, okay. So we're gonna get started in just a few minutes. I have tons of stories for you guys today. Today we talking about Cameron from Dipset. He's out here causing a ruckus per usual. I don't know if any of y'all used to watch America's Top Model. If you remember Twiggy being a judge on there, she's in the news today. Monster Energy gets added again. What else? Jet Li said you not gonna inception him. He said, I'm not getting caught in the system. Apple uh Apple be trying to claim too much. And your fave Chipotle is, standing their ground out here. So we have got a lot of stories to talk about. Plus, I've got one about festivals and celebrities copywriting their faces. We got tons to talk about tonight. I cannot wait to. What is that? I cannot wait to discuss these things with you. So that was on the phone. Okay, whatever. Anyway. But yeah, we're gonna get started shortly. Let me see. I opened this up at about 6:23. Let's give it 5 minutes or 6:28. We might be a little bit earlier because I know this is the time a lot of you're traveling, you're on your commute from work, or I don't know, you having dinner with the kids or something. Watch this later. I've just realized that for me, in order to give you my energy, I may have to move this show earlier because, mama be tired and I'm getting older and my bedtime be getting earlier and earlier. All right. But yeah, we're going to get started. And you guys can join as you will, all right? So, welcome. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice and you are like, who's this lady on the internet and why should I listen to her? I'm glad you asked. I am Natalie Pierre Lewis. I am the host of the show and the owner and operator of NPL Consulting LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help people like yourself get your business paperwork together. So making sure, you have your articles of incorporation, making sure you have all of your contracts, your non-compete agreements, making sure that you have your intellectual property protected, meaning trademarks and copyrights, making sure you have your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers and SAMI numbers so that you can grow and scale and partner with larger companies. And also, helping you avoid being sued for discrimination by teaching you how to hire and train properly, okay? I help you do this and a whole lot more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do all of this, I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for coming up on 17 years now. I've started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. I've had many careers in the realm in the I have had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm here, okay? So if you find yourself in the startup phase of your business, and you're like, I don't know where to start. Where do I go? Where's the website? How much does it cost to get an EIN number? By the way, that is a free service. Don't ever let nobody charge you for an EIN number. Unless they're teaching you how to do it. Yeah, so if you need help with any of these things and you're in the startup phase of your business, or even if you've been in business for a little while and you just haven't gotten your stuff together and you're like, it's time to make it official. We're trying to level up. I'm your girl. Connect with me. How are you going to connect with me? There are many ways, okay? But they all come through one portal. The best way to get, ooh, oh wow. Could y'all hear me? Could y'all hear me? Anyway, okay. Uh, anyway, so yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, so to connect with me, go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. Linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm. That is the only link on my bio on Instagram. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere. That is where you can book yourself a free 15-minute consultation, okay, if you're a first-time client. If you're not a first-time client, but you got some questions you want to ask me, I have something that I call Talk to Me Tuesday, where you can get a 30-minute session with me for $35. All right. As well, linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is where you can download my free Biz Launch cheat sheet. This is a free 16-page document that I created so that you can choose and start your dream business in 7 days or less. Some people, they know that they want to start a business, but they don't know what kind of business they want to start. So I have a little activity in there to help you figure out what would be the best business for you to start. Okay. All right. Yes, and linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is also where you can connect with me on my other social media platforms. And just see everything that's going on, okay? So linktree/NPL Consulting Firm is where it's at, all right? So now that I have shilled my wares, let's get to the show and how it works, all right? For anybody who's watching, if you happen to be new, this is how it works. I pull stories from the news, stories from blog sites, stories that you guys sent to me. I actually had a couple sent to my box this week. I was very happy with that. And I choose the ones that have lessons that we can learn as business owners and we talk about them. So this is a time for you to get involved. This is a time for you to ask questions and give comments as long as they are respectful, because my mother watches this show and I'm not going to explain to her why y'all are cussing. All right. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't cuss on this show, but when I do cuss on this show, it's because it has to do with the story, not because I'm out here just, being gross. All right. But yes, so yeah, so if there's ever a story you want me to cover, please hit me up in my inbox. I'm very good at responding, and most likely it will end up on the show, okay? All right, so let's get started. All right. First story of the evening. Now, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay, if you have ever been a Dipset fan, if you have ever been a Dipset fan, name some of the members of Dipset. Name some of the members of Dipset, okay? Now, I'm going to name some of them for y'all. There's Jim Jones. There's Joel Santana. And there is, of course, Killer Cam. We all know Cameron. Cameron he is like a professional troll. He's been one for years. You know, he's funny, but he's also kind of mean. And he's in the news for something that is just right up his alley. So I'm sure if you've heard of Cameron, you probably know Cameron's famous photo where he's in like a pink fur coat and he has a matching pink flip phone. It's a famous photo. Yara Shahidi recreated it one year for Halloween. But it is a very, very famous photo of Cameron. Well, and Cameron knows it's famous, okay? So over the years, Cameron has, of course, sold merch with this photo of himself on it, be it t-shirts or I don't know, hats or whatever it is. Cameron has made money off of this photo. The problem is Cameron does not own this photo. As most pictures of celebrities are, this photo of Cameron was taken by a photographer, a pretty famous one. Um, I forget her name, but she took the picture of Cameron in the 90s or like the early 2000s, and she registered it under Getty Images. If you're ever looking at pictures of celebrities, a lot of times you'll see a watermark that'll say Getty Images. That is one of the big organizations that licenses out photos for publications, right? So this photographer, she did everything she was supposed to do. She registered her picture with Getty Images, but Cameron never got her permission to sell the merch. So Cameron's selling this merch and he's not giving her her cut because he never got her permission, to reproduce this photo. And she is taking Cameron to court now. Okay. Now, I'm sure a lot of you are saying, well, where has she been all this time? Well, here's the thing. It's not that she hasn't been saying anything. Cameron has been getting notices for years from Getty Images that he is not supposed to use that photo, and he has been ignoring them. And that sounds like classic textbook Cameron behavior. Cameron don't care. He's going to do what he wants. But like I always tell you guys, when it comes to intellectual property, nobody is above the law, and especially not you, Cameron. So if this young woman or this woman, I don't know her age, but if she goes to court and she wins against Cameron, Cameron is going to have to pay her a pretty penny, right? Because that picture's pretty famous. And also, he may have to pay her what is called treble damages. Now, what is treble damages? Some in intellectual property, sometimes in tort law, when somebody does something bad, right, and they have to pay for that bad thing they did. Sometimes, depending on how bad they did it, they'll have to pay more. So if it was like Cameron was selling these reproducing this photo and selling the t-shirts and he didn't know it was copyrighted, that would be one thing, right? But because Cameron was given several warnings that this is not your picture to make money off of, you need to get somebody's permission. If the court wants to and they rule in this woman's favor, they could, hey pun rage, they could make him pay 3 times what the damages are that he owes this photographer. So the moral of the story is, if you're going to reproduce something to make money off of it, make sure that you have the rights. And another quick anecdote, I don't know if y'all saw this, it was going around the internet the other day. Did you know that Puffy, Sean Combs, has to pay, Sting has to pay Sting somewhere between $2,000 and $5,000 a day because he did not get the clearance. If y'all remember that song that he made for Biggie, every step I take, hey, hey, every move I make, every single day. Okay, right. So you know that song. That song was based off of a Sting song, and Puffy did not get the clearance from Sting to use that the sample from his song. So now, until perpetuity, as long as that song plays, Puffy has to pay Sting between $2,000 and $5,000 a day. Sting said 2, Puffy said 5. I don't know, maybe it's somewhere in between, but let that be a word to the wise. Okay. All right. Moving on to our second story. Okay. If any of y'all are around my age, you probably remember when America's Next Top Model started airing, right? And I was an America's Next Top Model stan up until, like, I would say probably season 12. After season 12, it just got so repetitive, right? Um, but if you were a faithful watcher for, in the beginning, like me, you know that the panel that judged on America's Next Top Model, it changed over the years. When they first started, um, they like and with every panel, along with Tyra Banks, there was always a former supermodel on the panel. So their first few seasons, they had Janice Dickinson. After Janice Dickinson, they had Twiggy. So Twiggy is a famous 60s supermodel. And you can just look up pictures of her. So Twiggy, of course, had her name trademarked for, entertainment services and things like that. But remember, when you trademark something, you don't trademark it in perpetuity. You only trademark it in your industry, right? So the reason why we can have Dove soap and Dove chocolate is because those are two different products that you're not going to mix up. Dove soap, Dove chocolate. If I'm looking for soap, I'm not going to be looking for chocolate. If I'm looking for chocolate, I'm probably not going to be looking for soap. So you can have those two different, right? So Twiggy has this trademark for Twiggy. But then this company comes, this company called Lord Sugar, and they make dog accessories. Okay. They make dog accessories, and they were coming out with something called Twiggy tags, which were, dog tags for your dog's leash. And Twiggy filed a trademark infringement infringement suit and said basically, hey, I own all the rights to Twiggy, girl. Ain't nobody talking about Twiggy unless they pay me my coin, right? Now, again, Twiggy is a former 60s supermodel, right? Twiggy doesn't make dog accessories. So is there a possibility of confusion between Twiggy, the supermodel, and Twiggy tags this dog accessory? The court did not agree with Twiggy, and they ruled in favor of the dog accessory company because if you're looking for dog accessories, you're probably not looking for 60 supermodels at the same time. So there's no real possibility of confusion. And while you may have a trademark for Twiggy, in the modeling realm, that doesn't give you, perpetual power over the name Twiggy. So just remember that when you do trademark something, you're not trademarking it forever, just for that one industry. Okay. Um, Another quick example, when Kim Kardashian was starting her shapewear line and she wanted to name it Kimono, people were getting up in arms. But the thing was, while I didn't agree with the use of the name Kimono, Kim Kardashian was not, people were like, what? I can't use the word kimono anymore. Kim Kardashian was not trademarking it so nobody else could use it. She was just trademarking it for her particular line of shapewear. So you would not have been able to have another line of kimono shapewear. But of course, she eventually changed it. Okay? All right. But that being said, understand how far your trademarks extend before you go filing oppositions. All right. Next story that we are talking about is one of our favorite trademark bullies, Monster Energy. Monster Energy, look, I'm sure they make a lot of money, but don't you have better use for it? Monster Energy is notorious for suing anyone who even thinks about using the letter M in their marketing, right? They've gone after uh everyone. Like, I can't even name one industry that they haven't gone after for trademarks that look nothing like theirs. And this case is no different. Monster Energy has tried to sue an anime company. The anime, if you got any anime fans here, if you've ever heard of Monster Musume, Monster is trying to sue that anime for use of the word monster. If you didn't know, Monster also tried to sue Pokemon, because Pokemon is short for pocket monsters. Trademark bullying is not cute. Monster gets made fun of because of their trademark bullying. Just because you have the money to spend to defend your name, don't go wasting it trying to push around smaller people. Nobody's even thinking about you, Monster Energy drink, in this anime. They're thinking about, monster. What is it? I don't know, reaching the mountaintop. Whatever they do in anime, but yeah. So Monster Energy drink, they are still at it. I'm wondering if there's ever going to be an evolution of the law where you can be sued for trademark bullying. I think I would actually like to see that. Okay. All right. Um, okay, we got through those first three pretty quickly. Before we go on to our next three, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you are looking for some legal guidance, you need a legal professional to, hold your hand through the process, that is what I do, okay? Link up with me, go to linktr.ee/NPL consulting firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. All right? Okay. Moving on. So, if you are at all tuned into American celebrity, you've probably heard of Ryan Reynolds. He starred in a lot of romantic comedies. He is the star of Deadpool. He was also the star of Green Lantern. He's one of the few actors who has done both DC and Marvel. Um, but Ryan Reynolds is not just an actor, he is also an investor. He has a phone company called Mint. It's supposed to be like a very low cost company, low cost cell phone program. I've seen his commercials for it. But not only that, Ryan Reynolds also co-owns a soccer team that is based in Wales. The company is called Wrexham. And Ryan Reynolds, in order to, drum up some excitement for his investment for his team, he has trademarked the name of his football club for various entertainment purposes. Now, why is this important that he trademarked the name of his team? Again, Ryan Reynolds' face is everywhere. He is like a Hollywood darling, right? So it's going to be real when people see things endorsed by Ryan Reynolds, that's going to, push them in a certain way. So Ryan Reynolds is using his social capital to, promote and protect his brand, right? So by trademarking Wrexham, maybe Ryan Reynolds can get ad space in one of his movies and promote Wrexham. So I think this is a very smart move for him, and to use his social currency to make some real currency. All right. Um, okay. Next story we are talking about. If you are a baseball fan, please give me a baseball emoji, whether you're watching live or the replay. Give me a baseball emoji. Okay. Okay, so if you are a baseball fan, you probably know that something called the Home Run Derby took place recently. I don't watch baseball, so if the Red Sox didn't win, I don't know what's happening. All right, but at the All-Star Home Run Derby, the Yankees' Aaron Judge won the game. I don't know what you win, but he won. Okay. Now Aaron Judge has some very well. Hey, Canada Cape Cod, DC. Um, Aaron Aaron Judge has some very what do you has some very famous or well-known phrases that he uses for during his baseball career. One of them being "all rise," because his last name is Judge. All rise. And the other phrase that he uses is "here comes the judge." Okay. Now, so after Aaron Judge wins this home run derby, some guy from Long Island, um, named Mike Chisena, files a trademark for these two phrases: "all rise" and "here comes the judge." Now, Mike Chisena has no connection to Aaron Judge or the Yankees. He's just a guy who watches baseball. So when he filed the trademark, the USPTO said, "No, girl." Why? Because Mike Chisena has no connection to these phrases, and these phrases have already attained kind of a common law status. Now, while there are no real common law trademarks, depending on, again, your social capital, an argument can be made. Aaron Judge is a nationally known baseball player. Baseball is America's favorite pastime, although I think football has taken it over. But that's just my opinion, okay? But Aaron Judge is one of the top baseball players. He's got well-known phrases. You, Mike Chisena, are just some guy off the street. You have no connection to him. So there's no purpose in you trademarking these phrases, and no one, even if they were to pass, no one would associate those phrases with you. They would associate those phrases with Aaron Judge. So Mike Chisena basically wasted about $700 applying for trademarks that he cannot obtain, because when you apply for trademarks, whether or not you get them, the government is not going to return your money. Okay, so you want to be very careful about where you spend your dollars. All right. Okay. Now we have come to the inspiration for the title of the show today. Now, if you can see the title, it says "Not Caught in the Matrix." Okay. If you've seen, let me see, what was he in? If you've seen the second Matrix, give me a 2 in the comments. If you've seen the second Matrix. Now in that movie, there is a scene where, I'm not going to explain the basis of the Matrix because, look, y'all know, okay? But in the second scene, in the second movie, there's a scene where Neo, he is trying to find this person, and he has to go through this person called the Seraph. And the actor was a martial arts master by the name of, his last name was Chu, Chou. Okay. Now, what you don't know about that character Seraph was that it was originally supposed to be played by Jet Li. Okay. Now, we all know Jet Li. He's been in tons of movies. He's a martial arts master. And he's made tons of films that we have enjoyed. Jet Li was originally supposed to play the character Seraph in The Matrix, but, hello Oldings Group, but he, after about a year of working with the Matrix crew, he dropped out. Why? Because he found out that they were going to record his movements, his martial arts movements, right? And they were going to be able to have that in their bank, and they were going to be able to copyright that. And he's like, I've spent a lifetime perfecting my martial arts moves. I'm not going to give anybody the chance to copy something that is my my signature mark. So Jet Li dropped out of the Matrix because he did not want them to copyright his martial arts moves. Now, I think that's really meta, because if you think about it, like, the Matrix is kind of like, you know, a digital reality, and basically they were going to take Jet Li's real moves and then turn them into digital moves. So Jet Li was like, I ain't getting caught in your Matrix. Okay, I don't care how much you pay me. High Elite Management Holdings Group. Okay. But yeah, so if you didn't know that little tidbit about the Matrix, so when you see you know, really well-known athletes and fighters and stuff like that, their moves have been recorded, especially for those NBA games and things like that. You think they don't own a copyright on that? Please. Okay. What was that? 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're gonna take, no, we're gonna do, okay, we're gonna do one more and then we're gonna do a quick break. Then we have 3 more. So, our next story, do we have any jazz lovers here? If we have any jazz lovers, please give me some type of like saxophone emoji, some type of brass instrument. I like a little bit of jazz. When it gets real experimental, I'm a very linear person. I can't go too far. But jazz is cool, right? Um, so anyway, there's a jazz performer by the name of Charlie Burton. Okay, Charlie has been performing jazz for a long time, since the 80s. And in 1985, no, he's been using the phrase. In 1985, he started using the phrase Apple Jazz for his music, right? And he recently came out with an album called Apple Jazz, and Apple, the technology company, tried to block him and claimed trademark infringement because of their ownership of Apple Music, and also because they had owned the Beatles record label called Apple Corps. Now, when I think of jazz music, I don't think of Apple. Do you? When I hear the phrase Apple Jazz, I'm thinking about jazz, you know, I don't know, maybe in an apple orchard or like in the fall, and I'm listening to it outside. But Apple was like, no, girl, if you let him have this album called Apple Jazz, they're going to think that we, Apple, the company that makes your phones and computers and stuff, you know, have something to do with this project. And we don't want that confusion. So they filed a trademark infringement suit. And what do you think happened to Charlie's album? Do you think that he was allowed to go forward, or do you think that the court sided with Apple? What do you think happened? Now remember, Charlie's been using the term Apple Jazz for a long time. As a matter of fact, his family started an Apple Jazz concert in his hometown. And then here comes Apple Technology saying, "Hey, we think that we don't think that you should be able to name your album Apple Jazz because, you know, we're Apple and, you know, we're just that girl." So what do you think the court said? The court said, Apple, get a life. Like, Apple is another one of those companies that kind of tries to be a trademark bully. They're not as bad as Monster, but, you know, because they have money to waste and a lot of social and, you know, currency, they try to push around little guys. I don't know if you guys remember when we talked about there was a recipe app that had a pear as its logo, and they were trying to get them to remove the pear because they said it was too close to the apple. And it's like, girl, get a grip. But yeah, so Apple was denied that. And, you know, this is a win for the little guy. This is why I really like intellectual property, because intellectual property it does not care if you're big or small, whatever it is. It's just like, who owns it? Let me know who owns it and if you have the right to use it. And that's it. So, yes. Okay. All right, before we get to our last three stories, which are pretty cool, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my Monday broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance, you like, I need to know how to, get this business credit set up. I need to know how to get a business loan. I want to get my stuff into Target. I want to get a federal contract. All that comes with having your business set up properly. So hit up your girl. Come with me. Let me get you right. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. Okay? All right. Moving on to our final three stories of the evening. If you love Chipotle, if you like Chipotle, give me a taco emoji. I know there has to be a taco emoji. Whether you're watching live or you are watching the replay, give me a taco emoji. Okay? Now, we all love Chipotle. We all love Mexican food. We may not all love Chipotle. Most of us love Mexican food. I've never seen anybody turn down a taco. I love a burrito bowl, right? And Chipotle has made millions, if not billions of dollars off of this, right? I just went to Chipotle like last week. But Chipotle, they have a very well-known brand, right? Now, keep in mind the word Chipotle itself is the name of a pepper. Okay? It's not a made-up word. It is an actual food. It's a pepper, right? But it also happens to be the name of a Mexican food franchise. Now, on the other hand, you have Sweet Green. Sweet Green is a health food company. They specialize in like salads and things like that. And recently, they came out with what they were calling a Chipotle chicken burrito bowl. A Chipotle chicken burrito bowl. And Chipotle, the restaurant, had an issue with that. They went after them and they were like, yo, no. Now, when I first heard this, I was like, but Chipotle is not in and of itself a unique word. It is the name of a pepper. But then when I researched the story further, the way that Sweet Green was marketing this Chipotle bowl, Chipotle was a very prominent word. So it was like in all caps at the top. So the word that you were focusing in on was Chipotle. Now, when we think of Chipotle, the restaurant, of course, we have certain words that come to mind. So Chipotle is like, for you to be advertising this Chipotle bowl, that's kind of stepping on our toes. So Sweet Green, they had three options. They could comply with Chipotle and change the name. They could stand their ground and fight a legal battle. Actually, no, those are the two options. They could change the name, or they could stand their ground and fight a legal battle. Sweet Green decided to change the name. They were like, look, we're not even going to sit here and fight with Chipotle over this. We are more focused on providing fresh, healthy food for our customers. So they changed the name of their Chipotle chicken burrito bowl to the Chicken and Chipotle Pepper Bowl. Now, remember, I told you Chipotle is the name of a pepper. So they just, changed the words around so it didn't focus so much on the Chipotle part. So Chipotle and Sweet Green have managed to settle this among themselves without, too much money being spent. But this is a great example of protecting your brand, right? Now, Chipotle, while it is a common word in food, in the context of fast casual dining, it is unique, right? So Chipotle, the restaurant chain, has every right to go after another fast casual dining establishment that may be that may be stepping on their toes. Because whenever you hear the name Chipotle, you think burrito bowl. So if you, Sweet Green, are naming your burrito bowl, the Chipotle chicken burrito bowl, there might be a possibility of confusion or people thinking, I don't know, maybe they have a collaboration with Chipotle, which they do not. So they decided to change the name and avoid all the smoke. And I think that was a smart move. All right. Okay. Now, moving on to our next story of the evening. If you like to go to music festivals, what's a symbol for? Just give me a music emoji. If you like going to music festivals, no, give me a tent emoji. Y'all remember Firefest? They had them in homeless tents, eating cheese sandwiches. Anyway, but music festivals have been around for a long time, particularly raves. I don't know if any of you have ever attended a rave, but I recently found out that there is a common phrase that is used at raves and festivals, and it's peace, love, unity, respect, right? Doesn't seem like anything too unique. Peace, love, unity, respect. That's usually the atmosphere that they try to curate at all festivals, right? Well, an events company that puts on festivals, they are trying to kind of co-opt this phrase, and I want to know you guys' opinion whether you think this should pass. So this company called Insomniac Events, they are trying to trademark the word PLUR for their festival, which stands, of course, for peace, love, unity, respect. Now they filed, hi the Gap Society, they have filed the trademark application for this word, but a lot of people are looking at it, sideways. They're like, this is a phrase that is used very commonly in the festival and rave arena. So they don't think that Insomniac Events has a very good chance of getting it trademarked. Now, as for me, again, I'm not a person who goes to a lot of festivals. I don't enjoy large crowds. I don't enjoy standing on my feet too long. I have never heard, oh, a bar study break, girl. Mm-mm. Have you a nice glass of fizzy ginger ale? But yeah, so I personally have never heard the phrase peace, love, unity, respect used as, an all-encompassing phrase for festivals. But that's because I don't go to a lot of festivals or raves. So if you know someone who does, or if you're a person who has heard this phrase a lot, let me know, because for me, I didn't think it was a thing, but apparently it is to the rave going crowd. So I'm interested to see how the USPTO leans on this trademark application, especially because they're not trying to trademark the words, they're trying to trademark just the letters PLUR, right? Now, I guess if you're a festival goer, you're going to automatically know what that means. But having the initials, I don't know. I actually think that might be a smart way around it, but we will have to wait and see. Okay. All right. And finally, our last story of the evening, Gap Society. Actually, I'm glad you popped in at this point, because as an impending member of the bar, okay, I wanna get your take on this. Okay, so we all know that there's all a buzz about AI now. You've got, AI generated art. You've got what you got that chat GPT thing. I don't even know what it is. What else? You got AI making music. And to the point that AI has become so sophisticated that people are able to make deep fake videos, meaning they take images of well-known people and they can make them look like they're saying things that they never said, right? And this is becoming more and more common. And it's actually a problem for some people, because depending on who is making the deep fake, sometimes they are, having this, making the celebrities look like they're saying terrible things. Um, so a company has recently arisen that is helping celebrities their faces, copyright their faces in the art, in the AI realm, right? And so the question I'm asking you guys is, do you think that it's necessary for celebrities to start copywriting their virtual images, their artificially engineered images? Do you think that celebrities at this stage of the game need to start doing that with the way technology is going? Hmm. Um, For me, part of me understands, because if I'm a celebrity, I don't want people disseminating videos of me, saying things that I never said. Gap Society said, yes, I think so. If not now, soon. Yeah, I think that that is really something that's inevitable. Just like you have companies that are, filing their trademarks in the metaverse, for NFTs and things like that. They're basically just, trying to defend their territory. And for a celebrity, their face, that's their currency. That is how they make money. So yeah, it's I think it's very important for them to copyright their images, especially in an age where a lot of things can be manufactured. Okay. But that's just my 2 cents, and I wanted to leave you with a question to think about. The Gab Society, I wish you all the luck on your bar exam. Drink some water, make sure you're getting appropriate sleep, go for walks. Um, the rest of you, my lovelies, I will be back here next Monday with more stories for you. If you have anything else that you want me to cover, please send it to my inbox. If you are in need of legal guidance because you're starting on that dream business, your girl is here for you. Go to linktr.ee/NPL Consulting Firm and book your 15-minute free consultation today. All right. So I will talk to you guys next time. Have a great evening. Bye bye.